Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today's video is on Nightmare Kagamine. Okay.
You know what? I decided to come back to the community ever since for like 2 years since I did a commentary. I got to ask, why do so many people bitch at Teen Titans Go? Sure, it's not like the original show, but was that necessary to make such a big deal over it? Also, why does this video have only 21 likes when most of its other videos have more dislikes?
Because it's a wide-based opinion that the show isn't good, miss. And also, let's put it into perspective. If you were a long-running fan of the Teen Titans as a little kid, and you heard they were getting rebooted, and then it just turned out to be a crappy comedy show, would you end up feeling any better than any of these people?
All right. You hear me talk about this show practically as much as I talk about Cartoon Network. You heard me talk about it in my Cartoon Network rant and in my top 10 worst Cartoon Network shows. And I don't really say much about why I hate it because I don't like the humor or it's stupid. So here's my full rant on it, and here's some more reasons why I hate this show. So let's get started.
I find this really jarring at the fact that there's text right there, and not only can I barely read it, it's something like completely irrelevant to everything. You should have said why you don't like it in those videos and not in a full rant video. How does that disprove his point in any way?
Shall we? I know that a lot of people, when this show was first announced, thought, alright, the Teen Titans are coming back. But a lot of people, including myself, have been disappointed in this show. The first reason why a lot of people, including myself, do not like this show is because a lot of people were expecting it to be like the original show. However...
This is really painful. I'm like a minute into the video, and you haven't interjected at all, but instead you put in these little notations with this text. Not only is the text, like, completely dumb, I can barely read it.
It came out as like a comedy show, which is hardly like the original show.
Well, no shit, it's a comedy spin-off. It's not supposed to be like the original show. Don't believe me? Look at Tenchi and Tokyo, for example.
But he's not talking about Tenchi Muyo, is he?
People criticize it because it's not like the original Tenchi Muyo. Well, it's a fucking spin-off. Of course it's gonna be different for the original Tenchi Muyo, and same thing with Tenchi Muyo as well.
Thanks for the history lesson on Tenchi Muyo. Now, can we get back to the stupid rant commentary video or whatever the frick you call these things?
The original show had a lot of action, a gritty art style, and some comedy mixed in. That was what a lot of people were expecting it to be like. And if you like this show, good for you. This is just my opinion on it. However, in my mind at least, making Teen Titans a comedy show is a bad idea. Also, I'm not really a big fan of the characters. They don't seem as likable as the original characters, at least in my opinion, and they seem like kind of jerks, at least in my opinion.
That's how the show is since it got so many hates from fans. According to the plot, it shows how the Teen Titans are dealing with their problems when they're not saving the world, and it doesn't even follow of the original series. That's the whole point of this show.
Excuse me? You know, if anyone could make anything out of that, maybe the reason it's not like the original series is because the creators hadn't even watched, like, barely any of the stupid show, so clearly, what?
Now, the first character I'm going to talk about is Robin. Now, Robin in this show is intensely annoying, at least in my opinion. He acts like a third grader, and just doesn't act nearly as mature as he did in the original show.
Oh yeah, let's not forget about his obsession over Slade in the original Teen Titans. Could that be considered immature of him for that as well?
I'm convinced you haven't even watched the original show at this point. And what really bothers me is the fact that like, how is it immature? Like, freaking and you know what he has to go through? Like, Slade is the main freaking villain of the show. He's the main freaking villain. What are you even saying?
Next character I'm going to talk about is Cyborg. Now, Cyborg in this show is just about as immature as Beast Boy in this show. There was this one episode which, at the beginning, they both wrecked up the entire Teen Titans headquarters and called it Indoor Rodeo Time. I don't really think there are too much differences between Cyborg and Beast Boy in this show. However, I do think Cyborg is just a little rowdier.
Rowdier? What do you mean exactly by that? If you're gonna make your point, just make sure that it makes sense.
Alright. It's school time. Alright. Rowdy. Noun. Plural, rowdies. A rough, disorderly person. Adjective. Rowdier, rowdiest. Rough and disorderly. So basically, he's saying that Cyborg is a little bit more disorderly than Beast Boy.
I'm seriously confused on what you're trying to say about Cyborg.
Your misunderstanding is not what I'm gonna discuss! Am I dead? Hello? God?
The last character I'm going to talk about from this show is Raven. Now, Raven, the original show, was basically like a goth-type character. But now she's a brony. Yes. Which is a dark character in the original show, and in the comics, in this show, she watches a show which is resemblant to My Little Pony. Now, if you like My Little Pony, good for you. However, the idea of her being a brony does not near come to her original character idea.
I know this is coming from the girl who's 9 to MLP, but Raven's voice actress Tara Strong voiced as Twilight Sparkle. I do admit, when I first watched the first episode, I'm really confused on why Raven's into MLP in this show. But now, I understand.
Alright, that's it, I'm done. That is the dumbest piece of logic I've ever seen in my entire life. So, because Tara Strong voiced a character in My Little Pony, yeah, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. I'm done here, bye. No refunds.